the everyday talk about food prices, gas prices, inflation, possible recession. Your kids are really picking up on your relationship with money and what you're talking about. Listen to this. A study out of Cambridge University showed kids can grasp basic money concepts between the ages of 3 and 4. And by age 7, their basic concepts relating to financial behaviors will get developed. So are you talking to your kids yet about money, and how do you do it? Justin Castelli is the owner and founder of RLS Wealth. He's joining us live via Zoom with the importance of talking money with your children and some of the best ways to do it. So good to see you. I think this is interesting because I think when a lot of people grew up, their parents maybe didn't talk about money because it was a taboo topic. Do you feel like that was kind of something in the past, and do you think that's changing now?
I think it's still very much taboo, but it's beginning to trend a little bit more to where it's more conversation with families. But it's still a very private, personal conversation. And because we grew up that way, we're still not quite that comfortable talking about finances with our own children.
Yeah, what do you think about, kind of in general terms, this is something that you're an expert in, and you're also a father. So when you hear people talking about money and kids, do you have kind of something that you live by or that you want to kind of just start with to let people know, kind of in general terms?
Well, as you noted in the study, the sooner we start this conversation, the better. With it being a taboo subject and with there not really being a lot of financial education and schooling, it kind of falls on us parents to educate our kids on money. And our first money stories as individuals develop from what we observe with our parents and we hear. So if we're not taking the time to talk to our kids about money, then they may just be picking up things that we don't want them to pick up. So if we can control that narrative and have that dialogue with them, that puts us in a better position to help them build better money habits at an earlier age.
I love to talk about the things to do. We got kind of a do list. So the first one is do read books that incorporate financial principles. And you have some examples of good books that can do that.
Exactly. If you're going to be reading to your children every night before bed or before nap time, why not sprinkle in a book that has a little bit of money in it? Could just be the vocabulary or concept. So everybody loves Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss has a book that's called 1 cent, 2 cents, old cent, new cent. There's another book by David Schwartz, which is a little bit older, called If You Made a Million, which I love that title and the concepts behind it because it almost tells our kids, hey, you can go make $1 million. It puts that positive spin. And then if your children are older, there's a great book by a friend of mine named Morgan Housel called The Psychology of Money. Really a great book for everybody, but it takes it to that next level when it comes to why we handle money the way we do.
Ah, fantastic. Again, I love the specifics. You say do involve your kids in the family budget conversation. I can see where people would go like, well, I don't want them to know everything. You say it's important.
They may not have to be a part of the whole conversation, but allow them to be a part of some of it so they can see why you manage the money the way that you do, why they maybe not be able to go do the thing they want to do because the money's not there, and let them be involved in the decisions. Maybe there's a part of the budget that can be a family discussion and the family determines how to allocate those dollars. Where does it go? Let them be a part of that conversation. And I doubt very many of the viewers out there are still balancing checkbooks, but let them be a part of paying the online bills so they can see what it's like to actually have money go out of the account, that it actually costs to live, so they can begin to understand how to manage money and that it's not just coming in, it's also going out.
We only have like a minute left, and I want to go through the 3 other talking points, and then I want to let you finish up on what you think is the most important. Give them an allowance, open up that bank account early, let them make some of their own decisions, introduce them to investing, and encourage entrepreneurship. In the last 30 seconds, hit home what you think is the most important in the time that we have left.
I think of all of those, the most important is let them have some of their own money, earn it, entrepreneurship, and then let them make mistakes. Let them make some mistakes with their money early on so the mistakes are smaller and they learn from it going forward. My oldest son told me the other day he wished he wouldn't have spent so much money on V-Bucks for Fortnite, and he would have never come to that realization that he was wasting money had we not let him throw that money away.
You've got to let them learn. Right? We can try to stop it. I know we're out of time, but Monopoly is a great game to play. Payday, another. Family time, put the phones down. I'm sure you do that too.
Exactly.
Excellent, Justin. Thank you so much. Love it.
Thanks, Angela.
You're welcome. If you would like more in-depth help too from Justin, he knows what he's talking about. We're going to link you to his website, fox59.com/Angela Answers.